Thanks, John. I just want to, before I start my submission, I just want to make a comment on the Guardian article. I think working class residents and residents from defined private backgrounds. Can you hear me?
This does count towards your 3 minutes, by the way. So it's not before.
So I will. So that's fine. Can speak for themselves, and they don't need their social superiors to speak for them. And the Guardian article doesn't cover the Bow Liveable Street scheme, a scheme which is the displace traffic onto Mile End and Bow Road, about 16,000 car journeys, south side of which is we have large social housing estates, one of which falls in my ward, and that's the issue. The council made a promise to consult fairly on those residents who are impacted by this decision, and yet the residents who are most impacted, who are most vulnerable by that decision, were not consulted. They had a legitimate expectation to be consulted on the south side, and they were not consulted, and the council has broken that promise. The other issue, and therefore the council is in breach of its common law duty to consult. The other issue is that it seems that Tower Hamlets Council, if we go ahead with the decision, will be in breach of its public sector equality duty, as laid out at Section 149 of the Equalities Act, where due regard has not been given to those residents who are impacted by the decision. Again, living on council estates on the south side of the road. Residents, many of whom have protected characteristics, and it's not been included in the equality impact assessment. So I don't know how we could go ahead with a decision where the residents who are the most vulnerable and impacted, who have protected characteristics, are not included in the equality impact assessment, or nor any mitigation provided. Third point is, where is the equality environmental impact assessment? I believe that under the Town and Country Planning Regulation 2017, this scheme qualifies under Schedule 2 to have an environmental impact assessment. Where is that? The other issue is that it just seems unreasonable for Tower Hamlets Council to go ahead with the decision where one of the stated aims of the Liveable Street scheme is to reduce health inequality. But if you look at the merit of the decision, where no mitigation has been provided for residents who live in social housing estates on the south side of Bow Road and Mile End Road, health inequalities are going to increase. So the decision seems to go against its own stated aims. And I just want to bring an observation in that I think we need to go back to the drawing board, and we need to take our time and get this decision right. At the moment, the decision is not right. Not all the information is there. Not all the residents who are impacted have been included in the process. And we need to go back. Another consultation needs to be carried out, including residents who are heavily impacted, the most vulnerable, living on Bow Road and Road, housing estates. And we need to get this decision right. And it needs to be done independently, not by a contractor.
Councillor Miah. Yeah, thank you very much, Councillor Miah. And that's a very well made argument, and I appreciate it. And thank you for attending this evening.